Hi pupils, in front of you is Madam Okalinga. As usual, I want to discuss a bit on the subject mathematics, the same topic, fractions. The subtopic is naming fractions. Let me remind you a bit on naming fractions, where we are saying when we are naming the fractions, we do mean that we are just reading the fractions that we have given. And you have to keep in mind that when you are naming the fraction, you have to read the numerator, then followed by the denominator. Where we are saying the numerator is the upper number of the fraction and the denominator is the lower number or the bottom number of the fraction. Now, on the last lesson, we were discussing on how to write the fraction from numerals to words. Today we are going to check on how to read the fraction from words into numerals. So consider the following examples. Read and write the following fractions in numerals or figures. Example number 1. We have the first example, 1/3. So as I have said, here we are going to read the words that we have given, but as according to our question, we have to change this one from words into numerals or figures. So 1/3 or 1/3, this one can be written as 1, then you have this line, then here 3. Keeping in mind that I told you that this line here is standing for the word over. So here it is 1/3, we have 1/3. Then a second example, let's say you have 2/3. Because we have 2/3, it means that the numerator will change. The numerator will change. As we keep in mind that when you are talking of the numerator is the upper number, and the upper number is the one that is the first one to be mentioned. So here it will be number 2/3, which is 2/3. So you can say this one is 2/3 or 2/3. And again, we can have an example of 1/8. 1/8. Here we have 1. Here we have the word 8. So this one will be 1/8. And again, you can have an example of maybe you have 3/4. 3/4. We know that when we are talking of 1/4, it will be 1/4. Now, for the case of 3/4, the numerator will be 3, the denominator will be 4. So here we shall have 3/4 or 3/4. Example number 5, you can have say you have 5, 7, 5/7 or 5/70, we have this one. So the numerator will be 5, the denominator will be 7. So here it will be 5 out of 7. So here, my pupils, what you have to keep in mind that when you are converting the fraction from words into numerals or from words into figures, you have to keep in mind that the first number to be mentioned is the one that will be on the numerator, and the second one to be mentioned will be in the denominator, as what we have written here. Then from there, let us discuss a bit on figures. If you will be given the figure, then that figure maybe it has divided into a certain number of pieces, and some of them are shaded, so it will be needed to write the shaded fraction. So the case of figures, shaded fraction. It is the shaded fraction, but it is on the same case of fraction. Now, the case of shaded fraction, we are also writing the numbers as according to the laws of fraction, where we shall have the number in the numerator and the number in the denominator. But for this one, you have to keep in mind that the numerator will be the number of the shaded parts. The number of the shaded parts will stand as the numerator, and the total number of the parts from a whole figure that you have given will stand on the part of denominator. So you have to be careful on that. Keep in mind that when you are writing your fraction, for the case of shaded fraction or the shaded part, you have to check the numerator will be the number of the shaded part in the figure that you have given, and the denominator will be the total number of all the parts from that figure that you have given. Consider the following example. Examples. Write the shaded fraction from the following figures. So we have the first example. Let's say the diagram is like this. So we have given the diagram which is divided into two parts, and we are in need of writing the shaded fraction or the shaded part. As we have said, the numerator, when you are writing your fraction, the numerator tells the number of the shaded part, where in this diagram we have only one part which which is shaded. So according to the example there, we have number 1. It is just one part which is shaded. And the denominator, the bottom number, the denominator, tells us about the total number of all parts in a figure. So according to this one, where we have here in this diagram, the figure is divided into 2 equal parts. So here we have 1, 2, which is 2. Now, when we are writing the fraction, you should keep in mind that we say that you have to start from the numerator, then followed by the denominator. So according to this question, the shaded part, therefore, the shaded part is 1 over 2. The shaded part is 1 out of 2. We have 2 parts, but only 1 part is shaded. That's why we have got 1 over 2. So keep in mind that number 1 is standing as the numerator, and number 2 is standing at the denominator. Then from there, let us have the second example. In the second example, we can have this one. A diagram like a rectangle. Which is divided into 4 equal parts. Then from this diagram, let's say the 2 parts are shaded. We have this one and maybe this one. So we want to write the fraction of the shaded part. Keep in mind that we have said we are starting with the numerator, which is standing for the shaded part, as we are discussing on the shaded fraction. So here the numerator will be represented by this part 1, 2. The fraction would be 2 out of the denominator, which is the total number. The total number which we are getting from the parts of our whole figure that we have given here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it will be out of 4. So only 2 parts are shaded in this figure. The figure has 4 equal parts, but only 2 parts are shaded. So this one will be 2 out of 4, or 2 over 4. Then having example number 3, maybe you can have the question of this way. This is a combination of different triangles of the same size, where we have the first triangle which is shaded. Again, we have the second one which is shaded, the third one which is also shaded, and this one here is shaded. So if we want to write the fraction, we are doing the same. You count the number of the shaded part, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the numerator will be represented by number 4. Then the denominator will have to count all the parts from the given figure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here it will be 4 out of 6. Then example number 4, you can have the figure this way. Where in this figure, let's say this part is shaded, and this one here down is also shaded. So as we are in need of the shaded fraction, we count the numerator will be represented by the shaded one, 1, 2. So it will be 2 out of the total number of the partition that is made from this diagram. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 2 out of 4. I think we are together on this one. And from there now, let us check on the after naming the fractions and knowing how to write the shaded fraction. Maybe let me remind you about the opposite of the question. If you will be given the question of write the unshaded part, the opposite of what we have done there. The unshaded part, it means for the case, maybe you are talking of this question, if the question will change from the shaded part to unshaded. Keeping in mind unshaded is the opposite of the word shaded. So here you will come to the unshaded one, will be this one. The total number of partition in this figure will be 2. So the answer will be again 1 out of 2. And when you are talking of this case here, unshaded part, you will count 1, 2. So the numerator will be 2, the denominator will be the same 4. For this case, the unshaded part is just 1, 2. So the numerator will be 2 out of the total number, which is number 6. And again, example number 4, the case of unshaded part, you will talk of 1, 2, the numerator will be 2, and the denominator will be the same 4. So keep in mind that you can be given the question of write the shaded part or the unshaded. So what you have to deal with is to check either what number is supposed to be in the numerator or in the denominator. Keep in mind that when you are writing, the numerator is the number that you have asked from the question. Now from there, let us have the exercise, just short exercise. You do it in your exercise book. After finishing, tell your parents to send to me through WhatsApp, then I'm going to mark them. I will give you the feedback. Let us have the exercise. Just short exercise. Well, you have to try to do the following questions. Writing numerals. Question number 1. Three over 5. Number 3. 1/5. Number 4. 3/10. Number 5. 2/4. Another question. Write the shaded. Write the fraction of the shaded question number 6. You continue from here, from number 5, you shall have number 6, where maybe the diagram. So here I want you to write the shaded part of this one, or the shaded fraction. Write the fraction of the shaded part in this one. Number 7. I want you to write the shaded part or the shaded fraction. Number 8. Also write the shaded part of this one. And the last question, write the fraction of the unshaded, the opposite of shaded, unshaded part. Number 9. The unshaded part. Number 10. Then next time we shall continue on how we shall check on comparing the fraction. We shall be checking which fraction is greater than the other, or which fraction is less than the other, or which fractions are exactly the same. So this is the end of our lesson. I hope you have enjoyed it. But again, I'm advising you on being careful on the ongoing situation of COVID-19. Take care of yourself, your neighbors, and your parents. Thank you.